Maintaining your mental health as a truck driver. The ease at which a trucker's mental health can deteriorate is alarming. Basing my assumptions and framework on the gold standard of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, I'll analyze and comment on these working conditions. To begin, I'll grossly oversimplify CBT. Generally, mental health can be conceptualized by three pillars: diet, exercise, and your thoughts or mental diet. For diet, nutrition is the cornerstone of your mental health. The old adage, "you are what you eat," can attest to this. With the layman's understanding of nutrition, we could look around any truck stop and see walking, talking Big Macs. I'm speaking of trucks, of course. To borrow a metaphor from Miss Minaj, some drivers have a hard time parking their Big Mac butts in their little garage or driver's seat. With the coercion of the Cinnabons and the convenience of the calories, is it any wonder why there's an obesity epidemic in America, with truckers being at one of the most risk demos? Moving on to exercise. Exercise can be challenging for the best of us, and truckers have additional obstacles. Much like people in the office, their job requires stationary. Yes, paper and pens as well as inactivity. However, the driver's constant traveling makes a gym membership and routine a little harder. A small investment in a Fitbit or heart rate monitor will bring awareness to your activity level. Valuable insight as to what factors may contribute to mental health. I'll also include sleep in this section because that's vital as well. Think of this category as level of activity. We want to balance well rest with bursts of cardio throughout the week. Finally, it's thoughts and mental diet. Finally, the information we choose to consume. It's all too easy to watch the news and stress out. That combined with shallow entertainment that doesn't really add any value to our life other than to ease boredom and distract from substantive issues in our life and the greater world. We must raise the standards of what we permit into our minds, consciously selecting the content as if it were a choice piece of meat or fruit, being mindful of what we consume mentally and physically in order to prevent spiraling into unwanted mental states and chemical imbalances. Keep in mind these consumables have been conditioning us for years, so understand it will take a slow and steady changes to alter yourself. I've recently been evaluating my environment through the perspective that actions and behaviors reflect values. With this paradigm, I could look at my own beliefs and infer conclusions. Am I acting in harmony with my chosen values? For example, one of my top values is my time. I want to live a long time with a healthy body, but do my actions reflect that? If not, what does that say about my self-care? Do I feel unworthy of health and happiness? What would I have to do to care about myself enough to act in that way? Same thing with my financial situation. Do I commit the acts of a person that deserves wealth and abundance? This goes right into my next highly held value I have: relationships. With myself, my spouse, business partners, and society. They all share the same fundamentals: communication, trust, respect, especially self-respect, and compassion. When it comes to trucking, maintaining a close relationship is very challenging. Having that support system in place could be the difference between life and death in some cases. When people act in self-destructive ways or any behavior that contradicts their best interests, it's because part of them wanted to. They are of two minds, and they have yet to set a coherent orientation. This touches on the unconscious conditioning from our parents and society, but at some point we get the opportunity to wake up. To wake up is to take responsibility for everything in your life, and that begins with healing the mind. Not all perspectives are equal, but they do deserve respect. Some beliefs reflected by our actions and behaviors are more empowering than others. A healed perspective drops limiting beliefs. An integrated mind does not self-sabotage. That's what healing is. We all deserve the love and prosperity we desire. It's time to start acting like it.